You heard of the saying, same shit, different day? Or let me introduce to you the S25 and S25 Ultra. This lineup's design has been quite redundant for the last few years, although I would say it gets overhated sometimes because usually they get enough of an upgrade to make the phone worth buying. And to be honest, I don't mind that they haven't changed the design much since the last couple years, because I have the S23 and I'm quite pleased that they're sticking with this design. I love the design and made a few little tweaks, which is great. I genuinely think the fact that they are adding few extra bits around the lenses and the edges, those kind of things, to refine the previous models, is great because the design itself, I love it. And you know the saying, if it isn't broken, don't fix it? Well, that's exactly how I feel. So when you ask me, will I be buying the new S25? I would say heck no, because this is the first time in many years that most of the community can agree we are not getting enough updates to upgrade, because all they have done is tweaked some of the design and improved a lot of internal stuff that most people wouldn't even notice, like for example speed, software and some AI tools, which is great, but a lot of the people wouldn't notice it, especially because if you own any of the S24 lineup, that phone already does a lot of these things really well. Literally, the phone does an amazing job. The phone is so fast, everything. So what is the point of having those things that the S24 does so well and then improving it even more, like to the point that our eyes can't even tell a lot of the time? By the way guys, if you're enjoying the video, please let me know by smashing the like button, and if you're new here, please subscribe. Let's hit 1000 by the end of the year. Now, there has been some concerns upon seeing the initial footages of the S25 Ultra, because even though they have used new material, of course better material, and upgraded, like for example the titanium and new Gorilla Glass, all those sort of things that they usually do anyway, a lot of people seem to think it looks a bit cheap. Now of course this is just an observation from initial clips that people have seen around. It might not be the case when you're actually holding it, but I'm not quite sure what you think of that. Let me know what you guys think actually in the comments. That would be really good to know if it is something that everyone thinks or just some of us. Now moving on to an actual fact, that there has been some downgrade from the S24 Ultra. Now the S Pen won't have Bluetooth, which is ridiculous, even though I don't personally use it and I won't be affected by it, but I know a lot of people will be impacted by that because the S Pen has some features that a lot of people would like to use. For example, a lot of family oriented people, I heard they use it for pictures, that kind of stuff, because you can use the S Pen to just click a button and take a picture, like a family picture. That now has been taken out. Now people won't be able to do that, which is quite ridiculous. I feel like because we're still paying the same price, you're taking things away instead of just focusing on improving, while the improvements are very minimal. It seems a bit ridiculous to me, and of course the price, I'm still not quite used to the fact that we are paying 1.2k for these. Having said all that, I do think this is the final year we will see the S line as we've known it for the last couple of years. I think from next year there will be a new wave and a new chapter from the Samsung that will introduce a lot of new things. In fact, I feel like it might start even towards the end of this year, because Samsung has teased an S25 Edge, which I know a lot of you are getting quite happy because you're thinking of the curved S7 Edge. But we are not getting that. We're not getting any of those phones at the moment, at least. In this case, I think it means cutting edge. It's just a new version of the S25. I think it would be like a cheaper version of the S25, the base model of course, which is a bit odd to me because Samsung has so many lineups to do that. Like they have already so many from the A line, from all these other lineups that they do. So it's very odd to me that they are introducing this edge one that will have the same thing that the normal S25 will have, but a bit cheaper, and they will just cut a few corners, which is quite odd to me. But I am quite curious to see what that will be, and I do feel like with them introducing this means that next year they probably already know that they can't stretch this minimal upgrade kind of thing anymore. Like MKBHD said, for example, the new S25 Ultra is more like how iPhone had iPhone 6 and then 6S, and that's what we are getting with the S25 Ultra from the S24 Ultra. And I completely agree, because that's exactly what you are getting. So from next year, I do hope they're already realizing that they can't stretch this anymore, and with this new thing coming through, they are gonna make a lot of changes, and there'll be some new things that they can introduce. Now look, I feel like I shouldn't say this, but if you already own the S24 Ultra, like I said earlier, you don't need to upgrade to an S25 Ultra because you have the same things, and the S25 Ultra is just a bit faster in those things and might have few extra bits that most people won't be using every day, and you're paying a lot more for that. Like, I know you can save money by trading. For example, you can trade in your X24, but you're still paying £300 for something you're not quite using every single day, which is very odd. And in general, I feel like phones are not meant to be upgraded every single year. Like, you will see all these tech people, they have every reason to do that because they might have specific job to do that, they're getting paid to do this. But in general, no one needs to be upgrading to a new phone every single year. I can't even understand how people are bothered with that. Like, you have to redo the whole thing, you have to download new apps, all that stuff. I can't understand it. And also, you have too much money. Do something else. So with that, we've come to the end of the video, and if you enjoyed, again, please smash that like button and subscribe for more content like this, and comment down below what your thoughts are on this phone. So yeah, that's it. End of the video. Please make sure to subscribe. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.